If you may recall, on 12 June, when the coalition government in Andhra Pradesh marked 1 year in office, Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu reiterated his promise of providing an annual assistance of 20,000 rupees to each farmer under the Annadata Sukhibhava scheme. The scheme included the government's promise to pay 20,000 to each farmer per year, including the 6,000 rupees that the centre contributes. Despite the fact that the Naidu government has faced severe financial constraints, the government has tried to deliver most of its election promises, like the recent being Talliki Vandanam. But a recent report carried out by the People's Pulse Research Organization and published in South First, conducted across several districts in Andhra Pradesh, has registered disappointment and heartburn amongst the farming community, mainly resulting from unfulfilled promises and lukewarm implementation of schemes benefiting farmers. The promised 20,000 rupees assistance by the government was to benefit both the small and as well as the marginal farmers in the state, and the year-long delay has led to a loud chorus of resentment. According to the report, adding to the list was the absence of implementation of schemes like 90% subsidy on drip irrigation equipment and 2 lakhs subsidy for cattle sheds. It may be recalled that Chandrababu Naidu had promised schemes for the drought-prone Royalseema and said he would transform the region into one that is better than the fertile Konnaseema. But the farmers today feel that the government's promise to turn the region into a seed and horticulture hub has not moved an inch, and instead they allege that their lands, were being handed over to solar and green energy companies, resulting in the prices of horticulture produce coming crashing. In November of 2024, Minister for Agriculture K. Achana Naidu had stood up in the assembly that the government is committed to bring a new Tenant Protection Act to provide safeguards to tenant farmers. Has that happened? Well, the report suggests that there has been little to no progress on this front insofar as enacting a new tenancy law or issuing recognition cards is concerned. Also is the issue of minimum support prices or MSP for various crops, and ground reports suggest that traders and middlemen are producing well below what is the MSP. There is no doubt that when we speak about Andhra Pradesh, the erstwhile Chief Minister, Dr. Y.S. Rajasekhara Reddy, shall forever be remembered and revered for his innovative initiatives like free electricity and loan waivers for farmers, which his son Jagan couldn't match up to. But with Chandrababu Naidu in the saddle, it's high time that his government turns its attention towards farmers who form the backbone of the state's rural economy. Let me now introduce you to the experts. Deepak Reddy, who's the national spokesperson for the Telugu Desam Party in Andhra Pradesh, is joining us, and Karthik Yellapragada, who's the national spokesperson for the YRCP. He's also joining us. A very warm welcome, gentlemen, to both of you. This is a report. I made that very, very clear. But when I read it, good, we have these kind of stories coming out where, usually the trend is to do 100 days. 100 days is very, very short for any government, particularly when it takes over after a hiatus of 5 or so years. So a year is a good kind of a figure. I want to first go to Mr. Reddy. Mr. Reddy, if you go by this report, the one thing which stands out like a sore thumb, it's not about delayed. Of course, rewards delayed is no reward. We've all heard that. But then this 20,000 rupees, it's been a year, and of course, even on 12 June, I heard both Nara Lokesh as well as Chandrababu Naidu speaking about your commitment towards the agrarian community. But why has there been a delay? Why was rather there a delay, Mr. Deepak Reddy?
A very good evening, Sudhaji. Let me start off by saying the heartburn is not there in the farmer community. The heartburn is there in the YSRCP party, which doesn't even enjoy an opposition status. So, and I would like to start off quoting one figure. From 2023 to 2024, the food grain production has gone up by 11.5%. And if you see the inflationary index, the earlier year we were more than India average, and now we are way below India average. And I would like to put a few facts forward. The total budget, what we have allocated for agriculture in Andhra Pradesh, is over 43,000 crores, which goes into supporting farmers, then giving them free power, then giving them supporting irrigation and also insurance. Apart from this, we are safeguarding the land rights of the farmers by having a video call surveys also, and cross-checked by no by a level of a deputy collector. And then weekly school programs are being conducted to the farmers. 10,778 Raitu Bharosa Kendras are set up at the village level to help the farmers. Apart from this, the tenant farmers and women, they are also being given these subsidies. What's interesting is even the minimum support price for 14 crops, the price has been increased. So this is the good work, and the 20,000 what we have promised to the farmers, our minister has just announced a few days ago. We are on the way to get it done. I think it should get
Yeah.
done shortly in a
Yeah,
few
yeah.
days time.
The disappointment amongst farmers of Andhra Pradesh after your government being in power for 1 year. The moot question as of now, and I made it very clear in my opening comments, it's not as if all the promises have not been fulfilled. I mean, I made mention of Talliki Vandanam, which is very, very important for the women of Andhra Pradesh, of course. But I'm asking you that despite the passing of 1 year, the 20,000 rupees, which was promised to be deposited in the accounts of farmers, you say that it's being done. But, it's 20th June was the last one when I heard, and correct me if I'm wrong. Today we are sitting on 26th of June. And the needle has not moved. And 1 year is a long time in the life of a farmer, Mr. Deepak Reddy.
As I told you, Sudhaji, even if you look at the pension, we are paying one of the highest in the country. If you compare it with UP, it's almost three times. If you look at the population figures, that's how much is being paid. And in one go, from 3,000, it has been increased to 4,000. And arrear of 3 months, even before we came to power, 3 months arrear also was paid. So what I would like to make it very clear is, one by one, things are getting done. And there are certain figures we need to have a look at. If you look at the CAGR of agri sector in Andhra Pradesh, it is around 8.8%, whereas a neighboring state, Tamil Nadu, is only 4.8. So as a sector, we are doing very good. Andhra Pradesh ranks top nationally as far as livestock-based livelihood is concerned, leading egg producer, fifth in meat, seventh in milk, number one in fisheries, and 70%, over 70% of India's aqua is
But
exported from
yeah,
Andhra
let me
Pradesh.
also add
Yeah.
that Tamil Nadu has more farmers, I mean, as numbers compared to Andhra Pradesh. Karthik, thank you for your patience. I'm also going to, talk about the other aspect of it before you, of course, you can always comment on the delay, a 1 year delay in the 20,000 rupees. But let's also talk about, Rayalaseema, about, how horticulture produces, prices have really crashed, and Rayalaseema is really kind of trying to speed up. One very obvious example of it is the Totapuri mangoes, which are being sold at 4 to 5 rupees per kilo. There's a crisis brewing in Andhra Pradesh. Even though the processing units had promised 12 rupees per kilo, it's not happening. Karthik, over to you. First, the 20,000 rupees, the delay, and secondly, the Totapuri mangoes crisis, which is really huge now.
Yeah, thanks, Sudhaji, for having me in the show. You got to allow me a little time. Mr. Deepak very cleverly dodged the question and was giving the status quo of the statistics of Andhra Pradesh that doesn't talk about how farmers of Andhra Pradesh feel. So, what's there in the article? That's a good one. So, what's not there in the article? I want to bring to your notice 80% of the people in Andhra Pradesh do not know that Kinjarapacha Naidu is the agriculture minister of the state. And allow me how a categorical destruction to the agriculture sector has happened to the state of Andhra Pradesh. There is no YSR Yantra Seva. There is no agriculture testing labs. The Aqua University is stalled. The YSR's animal husbandry, the whole ecosystem is ended. The fish Andhra outlets were vanished. No bonus is given to the groundnut farmers. Agricultural Advisory Board is dissolved. Ask them why it is dissolved. The mobile veterinary units are halted. Ask them why have they halted. The assigned lands and registration to the farmers is also cancelled. Now, I want to bring to your notice, Sudha, I'll tell you some economics today. 54 lakh farmers are there in the country, in the state of Andhra Pradesh, right? I don't know if Mr. Deepak knows that, because they have only documented 45 lakh farmers in the budget. Why there is 10 lakh delta is still what we're not understanding. If we give 20,000 rupees for 54 lakh farmers, it constitutes about 10,700 crores. You know what? The catch is they have adjoined the scheme to the PM Kisan scheme, where they've actually expected 7,500 crores should be given by the PM Kisan scheme by the center. The rest is something which state would give.
Because of
But
the
then the question
6,000
is
rupees, which
TDP.
is included, Karthik, in the 20,000?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. Go on.
20,000 rupees,
Yeah. Right.
20,000 rupees times 54 lakhs
Yeah.
is
All
about
right. Yeah. Go ahead.
10,700 crores, right? Out of this, the important point stays here. 7,500 crores has been attached by PM Kisan scheme. The question is, TDP being in coalition with BJP, why the hell they are not getting the 7,500 rupees? Why people have voted, assuming that BJP and TDP coalition would brilliantly work? And not just that, Sudha. Only 1,000 crores has been allocated in the budget, with 10,000 lakh farmers as a negative delta. That means instead of 54 lakhs, they only declared 45 lakhs in the budget. Even single paisa is not spent as of today out of these 1,000 crores. They write the Barosa Kendras. 34,288 crores,
You
I
know,
think, if I'm
Karthik,
not wrong, should be
Karthik,
spent.
you know what? You're
You
an
know,
economist, you read economics. But the point is that statistics, something can actually, spell the death knell for viewers. Let's just decode it very simply. I mean, fantastic that you come
yeah,
up with data.
yeah,
No,
let's
I'm
decode
just
that.
asking you a
When
simple question. No, Karthik, please, because, I'm sorry, but we had to spend time with the Home Minister as well. So I'm asking you a moot question. The delay in 1 year of 20,000 rupees, how does that impact a life of a farmer in Andhra Pradesh, Karthik?
it hugely impacts, right? When we talk qualitatively, there is 20,000 not given to the farmers. There is no minimum support price. And you yourself is telling that 70% reduction is there with the actual price versus the reality
Right,
price, right?
right.
You know, what would happen to farmers? The electricity is not that great. And there's no disaster relief funds. There is no e-crop insurance. None of that is happening, Sudha. The whole point is, if 80% of the people of
It's
Andhra
not
Pradesh in the
happening. Is
survey
it
does
because we see Mr. Naidu making several visits to New Delhi, wanting money because the exchequer was running empty? Mr. Deepak Reddy, I have seen many visits by Chandrababu. I don't want to go into, they got maximum budget allocation of all the NDA partners, him and Nitish. That's a done thing. I'm asking you, is it because he's unable to fulfill what is part of the Super 6, which is this particular scheme of 20,000 rupees to the farmers? Is it because he's just unable to do it because there is no money?
Udaji, if you see the Super 6 promises,
Right.
we are implementing one by one. And let me make it absolutely very clear. Most of the facts which have been told by the YCP representative are totally false. I have a clear list with me. 4.5 lakhs soil sampling was done. And he was telling that, the central government share is part of the 20,000. That's exactly what they did. They paid only 13,500 when they were in power in the last 5 years. And we have jacked up that price to 20,000. And out of the 13,500, what they paid, that was also central government thing was adjusted within that. So how mischievously the heartburn is at display is something which is shocking. And we have gotten so much of changes. So one by one it is getting done, and this thing has been announced by Acham Naidu ji just last few days. It is on the way.
No,
Only the
but
bureaucratic
yes,
thing
soil
is left.
sampling and soil testing was also an electoral promise. I remember it very well when you were campaigning across. Let me come to the other
Yes,
point.
ma'am. I have
What
the list.
about the
4.5 lakhs
Totapuri?
were done.
Yeah, what about the
Yeah.
Totapuri mango
Yes.
crisis? Why is no one
Coming to
ready to
that.
speak about it? Go on.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Coming to that also, Totapuri, 168 crores has been given for price stabilization, and for modernization of rice, Raitu Kendras, 500 crores has been given. For expansion of the cooling the places, 150 crores has been given. Insurance, 800 crores has been already paid. For sugarcane farmers, 200 crores has been released. For Matsyakaras, that is the fishermen, 259 crores has been given. For sorghum, 40
Right.
crores. price stabilization fund has been
all
given.
that is
For
all
tobacco,
that is
300 billion has
but
been
Mr.
already paid.
Deepak
All
Reddy
this has
on
been
the
paid.
ground, Deepak Reddy garu, on the ground, it is all on paper, sir. On the ground, 20,000 is still pending. Totapuri is,
That
selling
is
at
going
2
to
to
get done.
4
That is
rupees.
going to
Sir,
get done.
come on.
So
Also,
that is going to
tenancy
get done. It's
farmers,
going to
you
get
see,
done.
tenancy farmers, that was one of the major things. They are
Are also
completely...
included, Sudhaji. Are
Huh?
also included. They
You have
get
to
paid.
allow me, Sudha,
Yeah,
because
Karthik,
farmers
go
are
on,
also getting
Karthik,
paid.
go on, Karthik,
It's
go on,
included.
because
They're
I
included.
see
Absolutely.
that they have not
Yeah.
got recognition cards. They are one major disempowered group amongst the agrarian community in Andhra. Karthik, go on.
Yes,
Not
yeah,
ju-
please, Sudha,
not
please give me some time.
not just
So
the tenant
agrarian,
farmers, including
please, Sudha, please
special
allow
rights
me
for
to
women
speak
are
because
being given.
I feel I'm not getting enough time. Please, Sudha, can you please allow me to speak?
I mean, you don't have to say please at all. Please go ahead. I'm just saying that
Yeah,
if we... Yeah,
so
go
because
ahead.
I'm being interrupted,
Karthik,
so 36 to
kindly
37%
say the
is
facts. Kindly say the
so
facts and
36.
don't
Yes,
just
I
put the
am. So
heartburn on display.
I am Mr.
Please say
Deepak.
the
I
facts.
am quoting the facts. I'll give you the page numbers and where I've got the data. We are not talking in the air. So minimum support price, the moon gram, green gram, red gram are all about between 5,000 to 8,000 rupees. The reality is only 1,500 rupees is actually fulfilled. The question is very simple. I want to let country know the false promises, and then today we are saying that we are recalling the manifesto because they've given the bonds to the people signed by Honorable Chief Minister today by then Chandrababu Naidu and Pawan Kalyan that hey, we are coming and we are going to do this on a signed paper. None of that is getting fulfilled. Farmers are unhappy. That also what survey tells. 80% of the people doesn't even know that Mr. Acham Naidu is actually the agriculture minister. Even I figured out a couple of hours back that he's agriculture minister,
I
by the
read
way.
about
But
that
what's
line. I ignored it.
Then,
so
I
then
ignored
you
it
don't belong
right?
because
to Andhra
So
I
Pradesh.
so the
ignored it.
Mr.
point
Karthik doesn't
No,
belong to
I
Andhra
don't think.
Pradesh.
Karthik,
He's
the
probably
point
from
the
he's
point
probably from
okay, let's come
Telangana.
back to the point. The point
I mean,
is
if you don't know who the
Karthik,
when we have
agriculture minister is, it's pretty pathetic, and you
yeah,
don't
I
belong to
mean,
Andhra Pradesh.
that's
If
not
so
you
really,
belong here,
so
you would
for
know
the
the facts.
longest time, for the...
let's come back. Let's come back. So the farmers in the state are completely unhappy. We
Sudhaji,
demand
That's the question.
20,000
get
That
you.
is the
rupees.
moot
I
point.
get you.
20,000
Can
It
you
is
can
not
you
that is
about
ask
yeah.
Mr.
whether
We
Karthik
there
are
are shrimp
whether he
farmers,
resides in
you
Andhra
are the
Pradesh?
largest
where
producers, whether it is MSP pricing, whether it is Totapuri mangoes, whether it is turning Rayalaseema into a horticulture hub, and most importantly, where are my 20,000 rupees? It is
that's
my
the
major
question that
thing.
exactly
That is only
exactly and
going to
that is
roll
the
it.
question.
This is a rolling kind of you can't possibly deprive me for an entire year and then come back and say, here you have it. It's not possible to sustain in such an atmosphere, Deepak Reddy Garu, is my question.
And farmers are dying. And farmers are dying
No, no,
with
that I don't know. I
suicides.
don't have statistics for farmers dying, so I will
Yeah,
not. Maybe you have it.
farm,
I don't.
farmers farmers were dying during YCP regime. I have the figures. You can check the figures,
No,
Sudhaji.
let's, no, no.
In suicides, it was second highest in India during their regime. So Mr. Karthik, a non-resident Andhra Pradeshian, he doesn't know the facts. So you kindly check your facts. You will know, because we were the people. We stalled the assembly during the earlier regime, and Jagan Mohan Reddy could not answer. During his poll campaign, he said he would be giving 13,500, and he paid only 6,000 from
We
state's
have
share,
fulfilled we have
7,500 from
fulfilled
Simply the
state's
same.
share, and
Let
the
me
98% of the
balance
also
came
add.
from
promises.
center.
Karthik,
I'll come back
it's
to the
not
question,
about
Deepak.
TDP versus
All said and
YSR
When
CP. The elections are
Sudhaji,
when
one
over.
last thing.
The
when are
We
the
elections.
have done the
farmers
math. We
when
have
are the
done the math.
farmers getting
We
their
have paid
20,000 rupees?
Exactly.
Period.
That's the question.
106%
When
more
Deepak,
for social
Deepak,
welfare
when
schemes
Mr.
than what
Deepak,
YCP
when
paid.
are the farmers getting 20,000 rupees as per your promise and signed by the bond by Mr. Chandrababu Naidu and Mr. Pawan
Shortly it will
Kalyan?
get done.
When?
Shortly it will get done.
When? We need a date.
Shortly it
We
will
need a
get done.
date.
Sudhaji,
We
you
are
can
we are
check the
speaking.
fact.
We
You
are
can check the
speaking on
fact.
behalf of the people. Mr. Deepak,
106%.
we need a date.
106%. We have paid more in the first 1
We
year in
need a
social
date, Mr.
welfare schemes
Deepak.
than the YCP period.
How long, how
You
long,
can check the
how
fact.
long, how long we
It's
have to
not
wait?
about.
We are speaking on behalf of the people.
Yeah, it's not
When are we
about
going to
whether
get our
you've done
bond
better
papers
than
fulfilled?
YSRCP, how Jagan could not match up to his father, etc., etc. It's about the rights of the farmers. Karthik, let me also add a small statistic. Civil Supplies Minister N. Manohar, He's directly credited 12,000 crores into farmers' accounts for Kharif and Rabi seasons. You know, things are happening. But the moot question is this: why is anybody unhappy? I am unhappy. You promised me 20,000 rupees. You say shortly. Now, shortly it can mean 1 week from now, this evening, next month, or 6 months from now. That's all I wanted to know. That's about it. When you say, Mr. Reddy, because earlier whenever you've been on my show, you've said tomorrow means it will happen. But I know that the government does not run according to what you are deciding. But there has to be, your commitment towards the agrarian community has to be such that if it was not 20th June, can it be 20th July? That's the question. I hope.
The minister was on air, Sudhaji, and he's given a confirmation just a few days ago. It's just a matter of few days. It would be done, Sudhaji.
I hope it is done, because there is a lot of unrest, disillusionment, and disappointment which is actually spreading across farmers in Andhra Pradesh.